today holds a weight most people won't recognize. But you will. There's a double shift unfolding right in the middle of Thanksgiving, a day when everyone is distracted, sentimental, and softened by nostalgia. And it's in this exact emotional atmosphere that Saturn decides to move forward again, with Mercury preparing to follow. This isn't random. This moment was chosen. And if you're hearing this now, you're already inside the transition. If this year stretched you thin, broke you open, or left you questioning everything about yourself, this is where the tide finally starts turning. The pressure wasn't punishment. It was calibration. And now the universe is quietly unlocking a new direction, one that aligns with who you've become through all of this. The shift won't look dramatic at first, but it has already begun. The fog lifts. Mercury retrograde has been pulling everyone into doubt, making instincts feel unreliable, decisions feel risky, and conversations feel mismatched. Even simple thoughts felt tangled. But now, as Mercury prepares to go direct, the haze that's been clouding your judgment dissolves. Your intuition sharpens. Your first understanding becomes the accurate one again. For the first time in weeks, the noise drops. You can hear yourself clearly. Your inner voice stops whispering and speaks with certainty. This moment marks a return to self-trust, to the version of you who doesn't need external signs because you already know. Thanksgiving becomes a spiritual mirror. Thanksgiving always brings emotion, but this year the feeling runs deeper. With both retrogrades ending in the same window, the day becomes more than a holiday. It becomes a spiritual checkpoint, not the feast on the table, the feast of clarity. Everything you've learned over the past months gets placed in front of you one final time. Conversations, tensions, familiar triggers. They aren't accidents. They are part of your final exam. This is the universe watching to see if you respond from old patterns or from your new evolved self. And when you meet the moment with calm truth, maturity, or boundaries, you graduate. This isn't about who sits at your table. It's about who you are while you're sitting there. A gentle shift into alignment. As these retrogrades release their grip, life starts cooperating again. Not with loud signs, but with soft alignment. Perfectly timed messages. Conversations that answer unspoken questions. Small coincidences too precise to ignore. The universe doesn't need to shout anymore. It knows you've learned to listen. You're shifting from seeking external validation to recognizing internal confirmation. What once looked like luck now feels like alignment. What once seemed random now feels purposeful. This phase is filled with subtle miracles, the kind that only appear when you're present enough to notice. Saturn direct, healing the lineage. Saturn's movement forward isn't only personal. It echoes through ancestral patterns, the behaviors, fears, beliefs, and limitations inherited through your family line. When Saturn turns direct, the threads of these old patterns loosen. Suddenly, you may recognize a cycle that didn't begin with you. A family pattern of scarcity, avoidance, settling, or self-doubt finally becomes visible. And in one quiet, powerful moment, you think, I don't want to repeat this anymore. That thought alone breaks a generational loop. You step out of a script you never agreed to. You stop carrying weight that was never yours. This moment doesn't just shift your story, it shifts the stories of those who come after you. Gratitude becomes a frequency tool. Gratitude today isn't just emotional, it's energetic. With Saturn going direct and Mercury close behind, your thankfulness acts like a signal that imprints itself on the next 3 years. True gratitude becomes a magnet. What you genuinely acknowledge expands. What you appreciate now sets the tone for the timeline ahead. Gratitude stabilizes the new energy that's entering. It's not just a feeling, it's intention. It points your life toward what you want more of, mind and action. Finally, sync. Mercury governs thought. Saturn governs structure. When both end retrograde in the same energetic moment, something rare happens. Your thinking and your discipline finally align. The ideas you've been carrying gain form. The pressure to act gains direction. The mental fog meets the return of consistent effort. Thought and action stop competing. They start cooperating. And when they merge, your progress accelerates in a way that hasn't been possible for months. A new season of responsibility, with both planets moving forward. You can't hide behind old delays or excuses. The universe clears the stage and puts the focus back on you. You know what needs to change. You know what you want. You know what you've been avoiding. And for the first time in a long time, nothing is blocking you except hesitation. This is where your new life actually begins. Not because the planets say so, but because you finally have the clarity and strength to step into it. Your choices sharpen. Your voice strengthens. Your actions create momentum. This chapter demands quiet courage. The courage to admit what you truly want and move toward it unapologetically. Thanksgiving's strange energy. Even if today looks ordinary on the surface, something feels different underneath. It's like the air is heavier with meaning. You're more observant, more attuned, more aware of subtle dynamics and hidden messages. You notice what aligns with your growth and what doesn't. You see truths others miss. The day becomes a mirror reflecting everything you've outgrown and everything you're stepping into. It feels like crossing an invisible threshold. While everyone else is lost in tradition, a deeper part of you whispers, "We just passed an important moment." Because this Thanksgiving marks an internal turning point. The beginning of the chapter you didn't realize you were preparing for. Mercury's final checkpoint. Even though Saturn has already moved forward, Mercury hangs near the exit, giving you one last mental test. Not chaos, perception. A subtle tone you interpret differently. An old trigger that no longer hooks you. A familiar pattern you finally choose not to repeat. These aren't setbacks. They're proofs of growth. This is Mercury handing you the last piece of cosmic paperwork, making sure your mind isn't dragging old fears into your new season. It's not about perfection. It's about mental integrity. Do your current thoughts match your new direction? Once Mercury sees that you're responding from clarity instead of old habits, the gate opens. You don't just survive the retrograde. You outgrow it. Mercury direct. Your voice returns. When Mercury finally goes direct, something extraordinary happens. The static clears. The world stops talking over you. Your inner voice becomes unmistakably clear. Your words carry weight again. Your thoughts travel smoothly. Your intentions land the way you meant them to. Manifestation speeds up because the channel between thought and reality is no longer distorted. Speak your desires now. Not softly, not hesitantly. Claim them. Because once you say them out loud with certainty, your timeline shifts. If you stayed with this message to the end, thank you. If the energy in this resonated, feel free to share your experiences below. And if you'd like more content like this, consider subscribing. Take care and step into this new chapter with clarity and confidence.